Like, I got billed. And welcome back, everybody, from the collective as we go into game two. Well, actually, game four. Game two for me. But game four of Sunday's game day here of Collective Esports. It is going to be the final game of week 8 before we head off into week 9. One more week closer to the playoffs. And with me today, excuse me, special guest Diamond back from CG. Diamond, how you doing today, bud?
I'm good, my man. Stoked with this clubhouse. Stoked we got a good map. Seems like we got two pretty good teams coming in for this too. Both these teams pretty high up on the standings. From what I can tell from the Instagram page, only one loss apiece and one tie apiece. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh no, definitely not bad to be this late into the season. X6, Check 6, or Chilled Reality, for those of you not knowing that they did change their name, is pretty much tied up right now with Shadow Gaming. So to be this far into the league and being where they are in the standings, it's pretty comfortable, I gotta say the least. Winning or losing this game wouldn't really hurt their standings too much for when it comes into the playoffs. However, it doesn't hurt to get those extra points to get you into the playoffs and secure your position. So hopefully the better team comes out on top today, and hopefully that's just one or possibly 3 more points to their standings on the board.
Agreed. And more than anything, it's about bragging rights. When you're this close to the playoffs, you want to make sure that your team is also functioning at a high level. And what better way to check that everything is in order than playing another top 3 team? There is no other way to figure out, okay, we need to shore up this defense. We can shore up this on offense. Let's work on our run clear. Then playing another top-tier team. So no matter what happens, both of these teams are going to get valuable information about their teams moving on to the next rounds of the playoffs.
Yeah, and speaking of bragging rights, coming off of that huge game of F6 versus NH, that's going to be something that's got to be a bragging right to bring home to the family. Undefeated team finally getting beaten. I know SG was talking in the chat, so they were in there. They got to see that, and that's got to be something to hype you up. Like, man, we gotta bring something to the table like that. Like, we want people to see that. We want people to know what we can do. And not only that, like you were saying, just being able to figure out how Check 6 plays compared to how they've been playing before, if they've brought in any new players, which, other than a name change, they really haven't. Yoshi, Jello, Loki, Serbian, and Nicolo being the top 5 starters for Check 6, as we wait for the top 5 starters of Shadow Gaming, who seem to be running a little late today.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be just a solid match. And definitely F6, maybe finding out some stuff they could work on before. So, again, like, they're at the top of the leaderboards. They lose their undefeated status, but not really the end of the world. They now have that information. They know what they need to work on for the future. They're in a good. All 3 of these teams are in a good spot. They've locked it in. They're ready to go for the playoffs. As of right now, though, it's got to be about shoring up your weaknesses.
Yeah, but at the long run, at the end of the day, as much as I do love F6, New Horizons gotta be feeling great, and I know they're in the chat at the moment, because next week they also have a game against Shadow Gaming. So studying their play right now, after that win against F6, they're probably going to be getting ready for that win against SG next week. So SG's going to have to play their hearts out tonight, but don't expose anything too crazy. Make sure to keep that lead for your guys' selves for next week when you go up against NH. NH, they've shown to be one of the underdogs coming out on top this season.
Definitely, and I haven't been here for a majority of the season, but that last match against F6, man, they really locked it down and took it in. They figured out how to slip past the roam clear. And the roaming Jaeger really did a lot of damage, especially on the later rounds in the main stairs. So maybe that's something F6 can shore up a bit, but it's also something NH can look at and say, hey, we really, really did this well. Maybe we expand this. Maybe we give our Jaeger player or our roamers a little bit more utility to work with. Maybe we give them Evil Eyes. Maybe we give them some more Valk cams, or let them have another ADS. Maybe that can be a strategy they play around. There's all sorts of ways to go from here. Is we're not next to the we're at the playoff precipice. We're staring over the edge.
Yes.
It's almost time to jump in, but we're not there yet. There's still time to improve your team before then.
Yeah, and improvements have got to be quick because with these last final weeks coming up, trying to sum up the points for who is and who isn't going to be making it to the playoffs. Not a lot of time left for for any flaws. Not a lot of time left for any weaknesses. As you were saying before, coming into these last few weeks before the playoffs, if you guys are gonna try to bring it in, if you're gonna try to secure that place, you're going to have to secure it now. F6, yes, they did lose a game today, but with being as far into the season as they are with that big of a league, it's pretty safe to say they can take this loss and still have a pretty promising chance of making it to the playoffs. However, teams like SG and X6 right now, or Check 6, excuse me, they're gonna have to work a little bit harder. They're gonna have to try to secure this win if they're gonna be able to see those those final game days coming. So hopefully they can bring it here today. May the best team win, as I say. As it looks like Shadow Gaming is going to be the first team on defense. Oh, little team switch here.
Little team switch, maybe a little bit. We're just waiting for those last couple of members. Oh, looks like Yoshi has now joined Shadow Gaming. Incredible. Making trades in the middle of the right before the game starts. I like it. I like the strats.
Bold move to say the least.
Definitely. So how are you liking Burnt Horizon so far?
I have mixed feelings on it. I have got to try out that new map. I do think it's pretty fun. I really like how tight it is. I really like that how many corners there are to sit on, how many angles there are to be able to, be held. It's not too big, but with being as small that it is, just having all those corridors to run around, just having all those angles to hold, just seeing as compact as that map is, I think it kind of makes up for the size of it compared to, like, say, Fortress that came out last season, which, yes, it was a very big map. It was a lot different compared to some of the other maps that, have came out, but it was extremely open. It wasn't really a map for strats. It wasn't a map for winning gunfights or holding angles on defense. In my opinion, it was more of an attacker sided map.
I can definitely see that. And I like Outback as well. My fear with Outback is that it will turn into another Oregon, that it is small enough to where all of those strats in the meta will just be figured out relatively quickly and become pretty stale, and it just turns into a case of who can throw the most bodies at the objective and who wins their gunfights. Because we all know why we play Oregon, and it's to just get into it. And I got a feeling that that is going to be how that map plays out in the future. Maybe not right now, but in the future. But let's get into it.
Yeah, and as we get into it here today, it looks like SG is going, or Shadow Gaming, excuse me, is going to be the first team getting out that ban and wasting no time already picking their operator. Let's see who they pick. Ooh, Montang. It's going to be a shield operator off of the board.
A solid opening ban. A solid opening ban. Getting that Monty out there it can get all those shield strats out of there. Maybe a blitz ban coming up for blue. We'll see. A Thatcher ban I could see too. Thatcher really, really strong for opening up that outside balcony hallway. The Maverick coming through.
Maverick I do see, and I understand where they are coming from on that. Maverick being well used for CCTV, being well used for Jacuzzi half wall over onto Gym, and also being well used for Dirt Tunnel. It's hard to bandit trick somebody that can't be bandit tricked.
Definitely. And the Mira ban coming through. Another really strong operator, especially for those basement holds.
Also a little bit of a safe ban here. Let's see how Shadow Gaming retaliates as they pick their final operator for the ban. And it looks like Echo is going to be the one taken off of the board. Again, another safe ban. That's going to be Intel, ACOG, and Plant Denial off of the board. So just knowing they don't have to fear that is something to, look forward to. However, being that said, Maestro is still going to be on the board. That's going to be an LMG, ACOG, plant denial, and bulletproof intel. As we start this game off here at CCTV Cash, excuse me.
Solid sight to open it up. It looks like they're opting to switch off of that Vigil onto the Legion. Let's see if we got a 6 pick coming through. The Thatcher and the Twitch coming out for a check 6. Really like the Twitch F2 on this map. That high fire rate and the amount of soft walls. You can't get everything. Will definitely help up. And the 6 pick onto the Thermite. Thermite really, really good for opening up those upstairs outside walls, especially close to the red stairs. And the balcony.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you there more. The only thing that I am worried about is with no grenades being brought out onto the board, as well as no Capital being brought onto attack. Check 6 is going to have to do something about this bandit. They're going to have to either go from down below, maybe with that Ash, or possibly a shotgun ability from the Jackal play from downstairs. However, they're going to have to try to think of something here, because if not, Nurox is going to have a very large opportunity of being able to stop them from getting that half wall open.
Definitely. Maybe a little bit strange that they didn't bring a buck or a sledge, but ultimately still not the worst composition available for the attack. Just one that they're going to have to work a little bit harder for those frags for.
And as we get started here, it looks like Jello is going to be spawning by himself and already making his way, droning out Stockroom to be able to start working his way towards that roam clear.
And Jackal so strong on that room clear. Spotting the footstep. Let's see if we can get under the castle door.
Ooh, Jello's going to get that first frag off on the Campster.
A nice
from down
play.
below.
That shotgun. There it is. That vertical gameplay that you were talking about. An excellent call.
Yeah, Kix is going to get that second frag off onto Loki. And as you were saying, yes, that shotgun from down below, it is just so powerful to have that threat there. As well as now their Ash operator is going to be taken down as well. As Kix is going to get pinched from construction.
There goes the thermite charge down.
Serbian is going to be taken down by Nurox, but not before Nurox is going to get taken down by Yoshi. And now it's going to be a 2v3.
Check 6.
Construction is virtual.
Check 6 with that balcony hall open. They're in a really good position right now. They have Kix pinched in construction. This is their round unless they completely just whiff their shots.
Cover me, reloading!
Kix not able to shoot this drone here, getting pinged. Immediately, everybody knows where he's at. Is Yoshi is going to get that kill off on the Zertril. And now they're going to go for the plant, but they're not going to be able to do it as Nicolo gets that final kill off on the Kix and takes the first round for Check 6.
I really, really liked that round out of Check 6. The calculated aggression. Sometimes on the first rounds, you have a tendency to play it a little bit slow, kind of feel out the other team, see where they're going to be playing. And they just said, no, we're going to play our game. We're going to play aggressive. We're going to play in your face, but we're going to play smart while we do it. They droned out the roamers. They got good kills on the anchors, used the Jackal effectively, used vertical gameplay. Just a solid round of Rainbow Six Siege from Check 6.
Yeah, I could not agree with you there more. And the fact that they castled out Stockroom from down below, it just gave Jello full open ability to get all of that flooring open onto CCTV and just putting that threat onto site, letting them know you cannot hold down site. You have to play our game. That was, yeah, you could not have said it any better than that. Hopefully Shadow Gaming might be doing something different here as they waste an impact grenade on that half wall. What are they doing?
Maybe Shadow Gaming going for a little bit of aggression of their own. Could potentially. Oh no, they are going to hard reinforce that off. Okay.
Yeah, so it just looks like a little bit of a waste of utility here from Shadow Gaming, as that's going to be an impact grenade gone onto that wall, possibly pressing the wrong button there. Unfortunately, they will have one less impact on the board. And unless... Alright, Castle did bring other impacts as well, so they will still have that ability. Oh no, he didn't. Excuse me. He brought a bulletproof camera. Yeah. So they're not going to have anything else to open up sight.
I don't want to say questionable. I don't think questionable is the correct word for the strategy that we're seeing right now, but I think it's unique. And I think it's something that may be a little bit needed.
Jello wasted no time getting that hatch open on the ventilation and gets the first kill off on the kicks before making his way over towards construction.
What an opening frag by Jello. Great play from the Jello.
Oh my goodness, and Jello's gonna get a third as he takes down Camster. Off onto that side stairs, he's gonna go for a fourth, and Jello's gonna try to go for the ace, but doesn't get it as Nicolo is gonna get that final kill off on the Nurox. What a four-piece by Jello.
Incredible play, just taking out that logistics hatch and jumping right on in. Oh man, what a move by Jello, especially with that opening frag on the Jaeger. And then he just goes in and clears the site by himself. Mostly by himself.
That man
great help from his team.
Mostly, but that man wasted no time pulling off that 4K. I'm so glad I was able to capture that. But what a play. There just wasn't enough maybe utility from the Legion over in construction. Maybe the callouts maybe just weren't there. Whatever it was, Jello took advantage and did what needed to be done. Very well played. As now the Vigil is going to be brought out by Zertril.
Definitely. I don't really know about that one. I think it's questionable. I think the Vigil is definitely better at denying the complete and total drone clear. You see a Vigil on the map, you're never really certain where he is. But I feel like losing the utility of the Legion is a much bigger factor for them. The goo mine's able to stop so much of that early aggression that Check 6 has been putting on them.
Yeah, without a doubt. The thing I guess I would have said with how Kix has been playing lately, there's that word I hate again, but yeah, Kix I feel should have been the one to take that Vigil role, seeing as how aggressive he's been playing lately. Maybe have... I'm trying to find another role where the Legion could have been a valuable operator, and especially with how fast they've been pushing. Like, for instance, last round, but maybe not, as Zertral's going to get the first kill. And before I can even go into first person, Zertral's going to get that kill off onto Jello. And that's going to be their top fragger off the board in a matter of 5 seconds.
Incredible. A solid play. We'll talk a little bit more about that after the round.
Indeed. Wow, what a roam presence. As Zertril is going to make his way over towards CCTV. And it looks like it's going to be a 1v2 between Nicolo, Zertril, and Kix. Who takes his eyes off for just a second and misses Kix. And Kix is going to get that frag off onto Nicolo, bringing him now to a 3v5. Oh, and Kix is going to get another. And that's going to be Yoshi off of the board as well. And now it's going to be all up to Serbian and Loki to try to win this round here.
Claymore mine deployed.
The Thatcher and the Ash still on the board. The Ash still a very dangerous operator despite losing the ACOG on that R4C. Definitely a high fire rate, high damage gun. Definitely capable of this with some information help from the rest of her team. Can still pull it off.
Yeah, down but not out. Loki is going to be the first one pushing his way over off into blue hallway. The Serbian's going to be watching the flank. Over in the bar. How is he going to try to push this? With only a minute left and still all 5 of Shadow Gaming on the board, they're going to have to try to do something here to make it more of an even playing field. Nobody else left up top other than Kix playing in kitchen. Where the other 4 are going to be playing down in sight. This is what I was saying about that good roam presence. Do what you need to do as a roamer and get yourself back down into safety.
And the roam presence definitely dominant for Shadow Gaming this round. Yeah, there's so much fear, and you can tell it in the way that they're playing a little bit back. That aggression that they had in the first 2 rounds completely and totally dialed back.
Oh, Camster just getting an easy pick onto Serbian. Serbian just unable to find out where he's at. As Loki gets not 1 but 2. Very low health left on for Loki though, as he's going to try to get this 1v3 with only 9 seconds. He's got to make a play. And he does get taken down by Slayer. And that is going to be the cage shotgun for the final kill off onto Loki.
So, there's a book. Let me go into this analogy for a second. There's a book called No Country for Old Men, and in that there's a character named Anton Chigurh, and it was made into a movie. Now, Anton Chigurh was a hitman, and he has a guy cornered, and he's talking to him. Is Woody Harrelson's character, and he says to him when he's talking to him, he says, "If the rule that you followed brought you to this, of what use was the rule?" Props to Shadow Gaming for completely switching that up, 6-picking onto the Vigil and going and finding where the Jackal came in. They knew he entered through that construction site, so he just went and peeked that outside spot. MVP so far, completely off the map in Jello. A excellent adjustment from Shadow Gaming. One of the reasons why they are one of the top teams in this league. And it looks like Mex is going to be right back. So it is just going to be me on the broadcast for a hot second. Being droned out. I cannot see on Discord what the site is. I'm assuming it is CCTV cache because of the positioning. It is CCTV cache. Looks like the Vigil and the Bandit playing a little bit more on site, with the Doc playing in that garage area. The Mute roaming a little bit below. I like the pick of the Mute. They have had some trouble with droning in the past. Shadow Gaming has, and it looks like, and Niccolo going to get the entry frag onto that Vigil. Niccolo playing really solid on that Twitch right now. That F2 such a powerful gun. Looks like Yoshi is coming up over the roof to come back over onto that side through construction, it appears like. Slows the bomb, and Kick's going to take out Jello. That's the top fragger off the board again. Loki going to refrag onto Kicks very quickly, though. Apologies for the delayed in calls. I'm having to watch on the Twitch stream app, so it's going to be a couple seconds back. Still being droned out. Still 3 players on the board for Shadow Gaming. The Doc taking a little bit of damage in that garage, but the Ash taken down to about 60 as well. And Yoshi is going to find the Bandit. An excellent, excellent round for Yoshi so far, and an excellent, excellent game from the Czech 6 hard breacher. The Doc and he heals. And the defuse is going to go down. Yoshi has got it. Yoshi has found the Jaeger. The Doc getting the kill onto the Twitch. Slayer's still alive.
I am back, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys can hear me, I am very, very sorry about that. Had a very important matter. I've been at my door. Slayer's going to try to come around for the corner for the last kill, but Loki is going to be the one on top. I am very sorry about that last round. Very, very sorry about that. Someone came to my door, and it was a very important matter. I'm so sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Please forgive me. This round will be very different.
And that early aggression, kind of firing back on check 6 at the beginning, losing Jello right off the gate, but able to adjust in the middle of the round. Yoshi with a solid round of 3K from the Thermite, I believe, and able to get the plant down. MVP of that round, Yoshi, at the very least.
I wish I could have seen it. There's nothing more I can say on that other than very well done, Yoshi. Again, please forgive me for having to go answer the door. I'm very sorry about that.
And it looks like the Twitch is going to 6-pick onto the IQ. An interesting move here, especially that Shadow Gaming has played the mute. And we're going to get a 6-pick onto the smoke. So hopefully Shadow Gaming is going to be able to counter some of that aggression.
Shadow Gaming is going to be taking it back upstairs onto CCTV. The other times they've been holding CCTV, they haven't really been able to hold it down as well, though this time, if you notice, there's going to be no bandit on the board, so it looks like they're not going to be going for that bandit trick. And instead of trying to stop them from getting this wall open, perhaps they're going to be trying to stop them from getting the floor open from down below. That's going to be the Jackal and the Ash. If they can get those two players off the board, that's going to be a huge lead for Shadow Gaming in the long run.
Definitely agreed. And they're gonna have to pull something off. This controlled aggression from Check 6 paying off in dividends for them, at least early in the round so far.
I like this hold by Nurox. That he's holding over into stock room, excuse me. Anyone to open up that door without droning is surely going to be taken down. Oh, but it seems like Jello has something else in mind, as he is, instead of going to be going downstairs first to try to open up the floor, it looks like he is going to be pushing... Oh, maybe not.
He was on that subroof looking in. He's got some shots on the rook. Nice shot from Jello.
Yeah, unfortunately, he turned around a little too late there. And with the damage already done to him, it was just enough for Jello to be in that upper advantage. There is still 4 players on the board. Ooh, but they don't realize that they get that wall open as Slayer gets taken down. Who is that by? Not quite sure. Zerchel is going to get that kill off onto Niccolo, however. And I believe it was Serbian that got down Slayer from the balcony outside of CCTV. Yoshi now making his way up towards construction.
Sees the holes.
Loki. Sorry, continue.
Jello just ripping up this wall. The shotgun play in this round coming into full effect. And Serbian takes out Zertle. And Loki coming in on kicks. It's all happening all at once. And there it is. Jello on the Campster. The round's just over. Check 6. They smell the blood in the water. They see that you're a player or two down. And they're in there. They're in there, and they're crushing the rest of the round. They do not hold back. As soon as they see that they are moving in, perfect aggressive play out of them on this clubhouse attack.
As much as I tried to capture every one of those kills, it was just one after the other. Way too quick for comfort.
It's too fast.
But it was just too fast. But that was a very well done kill by Jackal at that, or Jello, excuse me. Hate saying operator names. By Jello at that final kill. It's a very quick flick off over onto CCTV. It seems like Shadow Gaming, for what will be their last hold on defense, is going to try to go downstairs into Church and Arsenal, the only room that they have won so far.
Definitely, and taking that Kaid, that's going to be huge to keep Shadow Gaming off of those hatches. And keep Check 6. Apologies.
You never know, though. Maybe Shadow Gaming will bring a surprise. Maybe they'll come back a little bit stronger on attack when the rounds switch. But if they are, they're going to have to do a flawless victory every round in a row, because if not, it's going to be looking like Check 6 will take this one home.
And I like that they're bringing the Hibana. I like that they're bringing the Thatcher. I feel like if they get some of these reinforced hatches open, that the Kaid is going to throw those Electro Claws on, I feel like they'd have a much better chance of winning that round.
You see, and I do like seeing the K being brought in, especially with how much she's been being brought in today compared to what, her statistics are throughout most of League. Most people do not play her. and being, seeing that they are playing bomb, seeing that, oh my goodness, Slayer gets a team kill off on the kicks. And a huge amount of damage goes out to Zerchel. That's going to be a player off of the board, and one of their players is going to be down to more than 1 health.
They are going to dock him up, though. The benefits of bringing that dock. You don't get the Rook armor, but you do get the healing. Your mistakes can be a little bit alleviated. Campster, playing in the bar.
See, the only thing that I hate to say about this is that with a player down and now 2 of those docks being, oh my gosh, I guess it doesn't matter. Zerchel's going to get that kill off onto Loki. I wanted to finish what I was saying, but that headshot was just too nice.
He's being tracked by the Jackal.
He is getting tracked by the Jackal. Jello, who is playing down by Central Stairs at the moment. He'll be waiting for somebody to push him.
Device is going down.
Matches are going to be getting opened up.
And Jello still working that controlled aggression that we talked about earlier down in that 90 hallway. Just peeking, shutting down the rotations coming through there. He's in a good spot. He doesn't need this aggression. Ooh, here he goes.
He pushes over from motorcycle over on the bar. Being a little too aggressive here. Hopefully, it pays off for him in the end. Oh, but Yoshi gets a quick flick off on the Zerchel and is going to take him down. Tries to get the second off on the Campster, but Campster's going to get that refrag. Now it's going to be a 3v3.
And the Nomad with the hatches open is going to be so strong. If Check 6 can just get that plant down, this might be over. They're in a really strong position.
Oh, Nurox with an amazing quick flick off on the Niccolo, and that's going to bring him to an even 2v2 with 1 down. So it's going to be up to Serbian. But Nurox is going to get that final kill off on the Jello, and that's good. Campster is going to get that final kill off on the Serbian. And that's going to be yet another round, bringing him now to a swap. As now Check 6 is going to be going on to defense. Luckily, it isn't a 5-1 for X6 towards SG. SG might be able to bring it back on attack. Let's see how they do.
And Shadow Gaming, just a struggle to start off that round. Potentially, should Shadow Gaming just struggle at the beginning of every round? They have pulled out 2 4v5s where their first player either got team killed or killed in the first 30 seconds of the game of the round. Maybe they should just, play down a player. It seems like when they turtle up and when they play very, very safe, and they make Check 6 peek into those long angles, that they do a lot better. But we're going to flip the round, and we'll see what they can do on the attacking side.
Really liking the setup so far. Going off onto SG. This is the scoreboard for anybody wondering, by the way, so far. But it seems like there's going to be a Sledge, Hibana, no Ashe, but instead a Zofia. Always like to see that utility being brought onto the board for a sacrifice of that 3-speed, as well as her gun, which is questionable to me only because not a big fan of it personally. I like her G36C a little bit more, preferably, but that being said, nonetheless, I am glad to see a Zofia being brought on the board. Defensively, there's not going to be a Maestro, which is going to be a little questionable. Only plant denial is going to be the Niccolo, and Niccolo as the smoke, and possibly Yoshi playing as the Legion to slow down the attacking team.
Definitely, the lack of a Maestro for those long angles that we talked about. It is strange. It is strange to only have, one ACOG defender, especially on these lower levels that have so many long angles. And the ACOG, slug-based shotgun, or that KE pistol. Definitely a little strange.
What I am seeing here is Loki from Check 6 is going to be playing upstairs by CCTV over in eastern stairways, possibly trying to stop a member of Shadow Gaming from making their way down in a blue hallway.
Loki, the immortal god of tricksters, ever playing on the flank.
And Slayer's got to get this drone over to Loki. If not, and if he doesn't see him, he doesn't. And Slayer's going to be able to give that call out that Loki's there.
That's a huge, that's huge for them. If he's able to just stay hidden on these stairs, he could definitely get a massive pick. Maybe even onto the hard-breaching Hibana.
Oh, but drone does finally go back up as they do realize where Loki is. And now they're going to start to make that push.
Reloading!
Looks like Nurox is going to be the one to try to pinch off Loki. Loki's going to make his way over in the garage and safely makes his way back down into sight. And with already only a minute left on the clock and 5 still on the board, this is looking very good in Check 6 favor.
Definitely. And the Jaeger just doing his job, wasting the time of the attackers. They couldn't find him. And now he's back on the site. He's still alive. He's full HP. That's another body that they're going to have to deal with. They still don't have some of these main hatches in the bar open.
With only a minute left, they are going to have to try overtime here to be able to get these hatches open to make their first push on the site. Not a single person gone yet. There's only 40 seconds left. But Kicks is going to get that first kill. Off onto Loki, pushing his way downstairs on the central. Campster getting another kill from upstairs on the Serbian. As well as Kiss getting another off on the Jello, and now it's going to be a 2v5. Niccolo gets one off on the Slayer. Not a lot of time left, but if Check 6 can hold this, they might be able to still take this round. Smoke's going out, 10 seconds left. Plan's going down, it's all up to Niccolo. He gets the one off on the Hibana, but can't as Nurox gets that final kill off on the Niccolo. And even though there was only 40 seconds left with the aggressive push that they were able to make, they were able to take down all of Check 6 and did take that round. Congratulations. What do you got to say on that? That was
just a well-played round. A well-played round from both sides. The roaming of Check 6, forcing the slow plays, and then SG for slowing it down. Not panicking and simply using their operators to the best of their abilities, getting those hatches open with the Hibana and the Thatcher, getting their Sledge and their Zofia in on the long angles, using their operators well. Just great play from both sides.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more as we do go into the next round here. Shadow Gaming starting to bring it back. What was once a 4-1 is now up to a 4-3. Only down by 1 round is a lot better than down by 3. And like you said, knowing that there was, no roamers left left in the map, there was no other potential than, just having to push site and just around site even in general. No one was in blue bar. Nobody was over here in motorcycle. Even though, yes, there was only 40 seconds left, that 40 seconds was just strictly on how are we going to push site. So very well done yet again for Shadow Gaming as Check 6 is going to try to hold down Church once more.
And that Church arsenal just so hard to push into, especially when you full reinforce that Church wall. It can get so difficult to get down those stairs or get those hatches open, especially with the addition of Kaid, Wind Bastion, bringing a whole new dynamic to this bomb site with just the addition of that Electro Claw.
Looks like Loki's going to be trying to go for a spawn peek up in bedroom, but will not be able to find anyone. And instead might possibly get droned out.
Throwing flashbang.
And there Loki goes again, just wasting the time of the attackers, playing his role perfectly. He doesn't have to get all the kills. He just has to burn the clock. The clock is the enemy of the attackers. But he gets it anyways.
Loki is gonna tries to get for a second off, but Loki is going to get taken down by Nurox. He was able to get one off the board, and that one is going to be their Zofia. Very powerful operator to be taken off of the board with still only 2 minutes left.
A very powerful operator, yes, but still not the Thatcher, not the Hibana, not the Thermite. A loss, to be sure, but one that Shadow can definitely take moving forward. They're still in a very strong position. They still have both their hard breachers, and they still have all of the EMP grenades.
Disabling electronics.
Oh, and that is going to be a soft hatch over Kitchen on the artillery. I was not able to catch that the first time.
Kind of questionable, and they might be able to find it. Oh, and the Hibana does get that hatch open just over the Kaid.
One thing that's not taken for granted here is these castle doors being used to the fullest potential, slowing down Shadow Gaming from being able to push the way they want to. Looks like Nurox is going to try to get, a little bit of an upper hand here, trying to throw some frags down for Kitchen. Almost frags himself. And Slayer takes down Jello, who I guess tried to come up for the flank. Slayer now pushing his way over into blue bar, or into blue hallway, excuse me.
Drone active.
The call does go out to Niccolo, however, and he does realize he's there. Niccolo will escalate on that, getting that kill off on the Slayer. Now it's an even 3v3. 20 seconds left on the clock. Angles are being held very well. 15 seconds left. They're going to have to try to go for this plant. Ooh, as Nurox drops down into sight, tries to get the kill off, but can't. As Serbian gets one. Yoshi gets not one, but two as he takes down a headshot on Zerchel and the Campster. What a very well hold. Oh, continue, excuse me.
Oh, my fault. But just yet again, another very good round of the Roamers doing what they're supposed to, the Anchors doing what they're supposed to, and in the end, the firepower of Check 6 just coming through. The SMG-11 on that smoke, it did take a little bit of a nerf with the recall rework, still powerful in the hands of someone who knows what to do with it. Also, I really, really like that Check 6 is bringing two hard breachers. The gun of the Thermite more than will make up for the not necessarily misused, but for the somewhat wasted utility you're going to get if you don't use all of those exothermic chargers. I like it. I like the strat. Strong primary weapons, lots of hard openings.
100%. And I think the biggest thing of that round was losing that Zofia so early. Yes, they did get a refrag off onto the Jaeger, so Jaeger is off the board. But his gadgets were still down. He was still got those ADSs out, so all he really had to do was roam. But with that Zofia being gone, not only is that those impacts off the board, that was the concussions gone as well. So very strong pick by by Check 6 off onto Shadow Gaming, and I feel like it may have put him a little bit of an advantage early off in the round. That could be hearsay, but that's just my opinion. As we get off now into the next round of CCTV and Cash Room, let's see how they try to hold this down compared to what they were holding down Church and Arsenal.
Definitely, and if I am seeing this right, there is no castle. Definitely a variation from their basement defenses, which forced Check 6 to go with a little bit more of that vertical gameplay that we were talking about. That castle bringing a lot of variation to that downstairs bomb site.
Loki yet again trying to go for another spawn peek off onto parking, but again is not going to be able to see anybody there. But I do like that they did switch this up. Different operators, different strats, different room.
Definitely. It shows that they're willing to variate their strategies in order to, when they're not stuck in one, they can flex and be flexible and play what the round and the other team gives them.
When I like the strategy here, Zerchel is going to be trying to burn out, it seems, onto this, onto this Blitz. Or Bandit, excuse me. And that's going to stop Jello from being able to get that wall off, but it looks like Loki is going to be the one to take down Zercho from that window. Must have been a run out. As Loki gets another kicks trying to push up from behind and was not able to finish off on that kill.
Loki so far the MVP of these defensive rounds on this Jaeger, just playing so incredibly well, wasting time, getting kills, getting damage down. He's having a heck of a game.
Oh, and Slayer just missing Serbian, as now it's going to be a 1v1 between them, but oh, maybe not, as Jello is going to get yet another kill off onto Nurox, taking him down off of the board, and now it's going to be a 2v5 and what could be looking like a flawless round for Check 6. But maybe not, as Slayer is going to get that refrag off onto Jello. Camps are just holding down central window, hoping they get a little too aggressive.
Camster on that Thermite, the 5.56 XI, still a pretty strong primary gun. Primary gun's kind of discounted when we're talking about how strong the attacker's compositions is here. They still have two strong primary guns. If they can get the Alda of the Maestro out, they have a big chance. And there goes the Jaeger.
13 seconds left. They're going to have to try to make a very strong push. Are they going to be able to do it, though? Shots go off towards Camster. As Niccolo gets the one off on the Slayer, and Yoshi's going to get that C4 off on the Camster to finish this round and brings them now to match point for Check 6.
And Check 6 just playing so strong. Playing so strong with their roaming. And man, you cannot discount how powerful and how influential the Jaeger has been in just making Shadow Gaming check every single corner. He is forcing them to play a slow, methodical game, and not slow methodical in a good way, slow methodical in a way that makes the attack nervous. Not that the attack is playing bad, but it's throwing them off their game just enough to get those wins.
I couldn't have agreed with you anymore on that. Doing such a powerful job as a roamer right now, making it, you already said it. There's no point in repeating it. This man is just a threat. He is a boogeyman in the dark. You cannot let him go, because the moment you do is the moment he creeps up on you, and it can show here in the scoreboard. We got 8, 8, 9, 8. That's the top 4 players sitting at, what is that, 16, 24, roughly around 37 kills across the 4 players right now. And it's got to be the biggest factor bringing him here now to match point. And a new thing also that I wanted to notice is that they're, instead of going kids' bedroom gym, which is something you'd usually see people go in, they're going to go into bar and stock, a room I have not seen in quite some time.
This is a challenge. This is a challenge from the defense, saying we think that in this round we're going to be better than you in our gunfights. We're going to take a clash. We're going to have a little utility, but we're going to outfrag you, beat us. It is a challenge that they are issuing, and it's one that the attack has to be prepared for and be ready for just about anything, as that Ella is peeking out that bar window, moving into back.
Yes, but they were ready for it. This is something I have never seen this so far in League. And as you said, this is definitely a call out. Seems like reinforcements are going to be going off on the strip, as well as the castle being onto that strip door as well, as it seems Serbian is going to get pinched. Slayer hopefully trying to run into castle here, does not get that kill off, but Nurox will be the one to pick off Serbian. With
that Nomad
is going to be full control. Oh, continue.
That Nomad's so strong right now. The air jab's playing a really big role in denying the flank potential of the roamers. Another interesting thing that kind of glossed over is the Glaz. We have a Glaz coming out from Exertal, and it looks like he is kind of stuck on the... Oh, what a shot!
That was a drive-by headshot by Zertual, and in a matter of seconds to take down Yoshi. And now it's going to be looking like a flawless victory, possibly, but no, as Loki takes down Kicks, and now it's a 1v4. As Slayer's going to pick up that final kill off onto Loki, and does take yet one more round for SG. That was in my opinion, and I say this because I do not want to offend anybody, but I feel that was a little too maybe cocky, maybe a little bit too aggressive by Check 6. Yes, they are up in the league. Yes, this is a match point, but this is the time that you need to sit down and secure that win so you can get that 3 points going into the playoffs instead of 1.
I feel like the word that we're looking for with that defense is bold. It was a bold challenge, and they sat up there and they said, "Oh, we have a round to play with. We can mess around. We're playing really well. We're going to challenge this. We're going to see how it goes. Maybe it's a pocket strat they pulled out, and it's definitely unlucky that Shadow Gaming brought the Glaz. The Glaz just shuts down just about everything going into that first floor if you can't run out on him."
What an amazing headshot that was, even with the power
Agreed.
of that LMG ACOG. Just that shot, he was able to get off that very just pixel of a shot he was able to get off onto the Yoshi. That was a game changer right there. That was the plant denial, that was an LMG, that was an ACOG, that was intel off of the board. And yet another player bringing them down in that disadvantage. Let's see if they can hold it here for the final round as they go down into Artillery Church.
And the Artillery
with
Church
this setup,
Go ahead, my fault.
Oh, I was saying with this setup, it looks like they're going to be trying to play a little bit more safer, a little bit more comfortably with this castle being brought back out into the board, as well as the smoke. Please continue.
The castle, the impact nades from the smoke, the Kaid with impact nades as well. I feel like they're going to try and maybe impact trick the hatches, definitely deny some of that vertical gameplay that Shadow Gaming has used to destroy them on the lower grounds. Nearly every single round that Shadow Gaming has won, it has been because they got vertical gameplay going.
Vertical gameplay being one of the bigger factors in a game like Siege. As soon as you're able to shut that down, the sooner you're able to get the advantage. It looks like Loki, the just pure horror, scare, terror tactic on Check 6 is going to be roaming over in Strip Club. If they don't take him out on a round like this, being that they are in match point, it could be huge.
And Loki the trickster, you think he's here, you think he's there, he's really over there. Is he though? You don't really know. You think he's dead, you think he's alive. Is he dead? Nobody really knows. Check the scoreboard, somebody find out if the Jaeger's dead. He is absolutely putting so much pressure on the map. He has forced out a Nomad pick more than likely. He has done so much just by his presence in this map alone. I don't think we can talk enough about how dynamic this defense is because of Loki.
I couldn't agree with you any more than what you have just said. This man, oh my goodness, he is just horrifying. I would hate to go up against a man like this. Someone that is not too aggressive, but yet is not too scared to be able to push the attacking team. And this might be the first sign of it as Loki does take down Zertual, and that's going to be one of their hard breachers, the Hibana gone off of the board.
Look at that punch hole.
And he's going to get another.
Through the punch hole. An incredible play.
And already with only a minute left, that's 2 off of the board. I'm so sorry to cut you off, but that's going to be their Nomad, and that's going to be their Hibana down. And with still all the castles left being up and everybody left on site, it is looking
Thatcher
like a huge
38
disadvantage.
And the Thatcher bringing the 30 HP. That is half. That is half of the entire team just gone, including the Hatch Hard Breacher from a punch hole where the Kaid took the Electro Claw off. An outstanding play.
Reloading.
And now we're going to be going up to these final last kills here as Slayer is going to be taken down by Jello. Jello is going to get that final kill off on the Slayer. Now it's going to be all up. Oh, to Kicks and Camster who are extremely low. Kicks getting taken down, and Yoshi's going to get that final kill off on the Kicks. And that's going to be it. That's going to be the round, and that will be the game for Check 6. Taking it now for a 7-0 against SG. What an amazing play.
And just an incredible match. The final score reads 7-4, certainly. But this was a back and forth match with both teams playing really well. And we highlighted a lot of Check 6, but we would be remiss to not talk about Kicks and Exertal, especially that Exertal glass headshot. What a pixel of a shot onto the ACOG Maestro. Just a really, really solid game from both sides. Didn't go in Shadow Gaming's favor this time. Check 6 definitely the victor, but both sides can take home something from this game.
No, even though, with the scoreboard saying 7-4, the game said something entirely different. Yes, Check 6 did win this, but that was just such a battle. It was not won easily by any means. And as we sit here and talk, let's get Nicolo in here for his interview. And let's see how he was feeling on the matter after that game.
Mind if whatever Loki gets in here? He just wants to sit in here.
We would love to have Loki in here. We've been
All
talking
right.
about him for a majority of the game. Make sure to include your audio, please. I know
Yep.
we have to tell that to quite a bit of people. Loki, welcome, buddy. Make sure to include your audio, please, before we start the interview.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I know you must be feeling pretty good about yourself. How you guys feeling after that game?
Oh man, they're
good.
they're definitely a good team. Yeah. I mean, it feels
It's
good.
fun. I mean, it's always fun to play in front of people and do well when you play in front of them. It's not as fun if you don't win. Definitely takes a little bit of the
Well,
joy out of it, but yeah.
It has, without a doubt, been a very fun, if not one of the funnest games for me to cast. I'm not sure if Diamond feels the same, but I know that was just a powerhouse of a game throughout the whole thing. Even though it did say 7-4 on the scoreboard, it wasn't
closer,
wasn't
yeah.
an easy match. Yeah.
Yeah. You just like
but
making
I
fun
guess
of me
the
because I started
biggest
slow.
thing,
Huh? You guys were making fun of me at the beginning of the game. I was like, what, like 2-5 at some point? 2-4.
we wouldn't even have
pretty
noticed.
Wouldn't dream of it. Wouldn't dream of it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Wouldn't even have noticed by the time you switched to defense, though. Your roam game was scary. It was terrifying. How effective you were on roam.
Could have killed that Thatcher. Yeah, I thought I killed him. I shot him in the head, man. I was so mad. I blasted that dude in the head.
Speaking of that,
like, nah.
Speaking of that final round roam, that punch hole 2K onto the Hibana, how did you know to go for that? Was it a sound
just
cue? Was it just
kinda
info?
just
How did you
feeling
know to do that? Just
Kinda
feeling
just
it? I like
mean,
it.
yeah, Yosh gave a call that they were in bar, and I was like, yeah, I mean, this might work, or I'm just going to get dropped off, and then I'm going to get yelled at because it's a competitive match, but it was worth a shot. It was fun.
One of the things I have to ask, and I know I have to ask it because if I don't, somebody in the collective will. What made you guys decide to go bar and stock instead of going upstairs into master bedroom and gym?
Ivy,
Bringing
do
that
you want to
shield
answer
onto
this
the play.
emotionally, or
Yeah,
do I
I
have to
got
answer
this,
this?
yeah.
Yeah, you got this.
Okay, so
Hit 'em with it.
pretty much every round we played on Clubhouse, that bar strat has worked. And Serb said he just missed a shot, and I think it would have went a lot better if he could have picked off one. But oh well.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I don't know. Y'all always hate on us for going bar every single time, but we have
Yeah.
I think we did the math like a 94% like win percentage in there or something like that.
It's crazy.
Like that's like one of the very few times we've lost bar. So yeah, we're pretty comfortable there.
How crazy
Well-
was y'all's comms going during the Jello 4K? And
Oh, we
I
just
think
laughing.
round 2.
yeah,
No,
just laughing.
I was following him, and I was like, he got like his I think a second or third kill, and I was begging him to hit a Legion so I could actually do something. And he just was just running through everybody on their team and just pure gun skill and just winning all the fights. It was pretty annoying too because I was kind
I'll
of
give you a,
not doing great, and then he made fun of me for not fragging. Kind of hurt my feelings.
I'll give you a breakdown of that. Literally, he got the first pick and he's like, guys, I'm gonna do something stupid. He just rushes right into the bedroom and just starts fragging out. And he walks into site and he's like, where'd everyone go? It was pretty funny.
Yeah, I think someone said Kool-Aid Man at some point or something like that. Like, we were just kind of joking around
Yeah.
with that round, but yeah, we kind of got a little bit more tense when I think it went from 6-3 to like 6-4, and then that like 6-5 round we kind of were taking it a little serious.
Yeah. Well, I was able to collect that Jello 4K. I seen all of it. I knew he was a threat after the
best follow
first
him on the
round you
top
guys
10.
played. So yeah, we'll make sure to clip that and be putting that into something. We'll work something with that. But yeah, Diamond, is there anything else you want to say before I give these guys their congratulations and give them the 30 seconds?
Hell of a match. Great frags, guys. Good game.
Thank you. Shout out to SG. Good game.
Yeah. Well, I will give you both 30 seconds to shout out either any merchandise, social media, any upcoming games, anything like that. And also, if you want to give a shout out to Shadow Gaming, it wouldn't hurt for the future. But
All right,
30
yeah.
seconds will start now.
All right. Shout out to SG. They're good competition, and they've done pretty well in this league so far. I want to give a big shout out to Check Six for picking us up. They've been around forever, and they're some great guys. You can go check them out on Twitter, their website, Check Six Gaming. They're yeah. I mean, I'm very happy to be a part of this org.
Buy a hoodie. It's hoodie season.
Yeah, their hoodies are pretty sick.
They are kind of dope. No lie. That's all.
All right. And with Niccolo leaving, Loki, I'm assuming that'd be it.
Hey, Vito's
all right.
dipping
Well,
out.
again, I want to. Well, I want to congratulate you both. I guess Niccolo will
Oh,
hear
I'll
this on
pass
his
it on.
Twitch later on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to congratulate you both for coming in, taking the time to do this interview. Again, great game, very powerful from
Thanks,
you
man.
guys. I want to also congratulate Shadow Gaming. They gave it their all. Unfortunately, Check 6 just came out on top this time. Well, unfortunately for them. Diamond, I want to give a personal thank you for coming out here. This has been very fun casting with you. I'm going to keep
Thanks,
you in
Diamond.
mind for future games.
Hey, yeah, let's do it again sometime. Shouts out to Texas Tech Red Raiders. Bring home the natty tomorrow, baby.
That's a whole lie, but yeah, good luck with that.
And with that all being said, thank you everybody in Collective for coming out here tonight and watching the final game of Week 8 for Collective Esports. Tomorrow we will be moving into Week 9, and yeah, with all that said and done, I've been Mex. Thank you everybody. Please follow us on Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter at collective_esports. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks everyone for coming out.